What's going on, you guys? I hope all is well. A specific question or an underlying question I often get asked with regards to the Total Gym is what kind of body can I get from using this piece of equipment, or what results are possible from using this piece of equipment? And I really think this is just a natural question that probably arises in all of us the very first time we saw a Total Gym or a sliding bench. Because even though a Total Gym has been around for a long period of time, many years, maybe people are very familiar with the infomercial and kind of vaguely kind of know what it is. It's still a very foreign piece of exercise equipment when you consider just what's commercially available in like a fitness gym. Everyone has seen a pair of dumbbells. They know what dumbbells are. They know what barbells are, and free weights and machines and even treadmills. Whether you use them or not, most people already know, and they look at them as far as like, okay, if I do this, I'm expected, or what's supposed to happen if I train with lift weights or lift with heavy barbells and dumbbells as I gain more muscle. Same thing with like the treadmill. They equate that, not that you should always look at it this way, but they equate the treadmill with like weight loss and improving cardiovascular fitness, stuff like that. They kind of know that if you do this, these are generally the results that can kind of happen if you do it efficiently and effectively. But that's not always the case when someone looks at a Total Gym. It's not that obvious when someone looks at a Total Gym. I don't think so, or another sliding bench. So in this video, I want to talk about what type of results, or more specifically, what kind of body you can get or is generally possible from using a Total Gym or another sliding bench like this. So that's what I'll get into in this video. I'll put timestamps and links in the description box. Please like and or subscribe if you like this video. It's always immensely helpful. Now, obviously, when we start talking about what's possible and what you can and can't get from the Total Gym or something similar, it's going to be dependent on a number of variables. So I just have to mention this: things like genetics, hormones, how you use the machine. Are you using it the right way or efficiently and effectively? What's relatable to your goals, your age, your diet for sure. These are just some things to name a few. And while this isn't meant to be like a how-to video, and don't mean to point anybody if that was the case, that would be an exhaustive video or series of videos to kind of get into like how to exactly get this specific body type. I'm going to cover the general body types, but just to make it simple, to kind of get any physique we're looking for, we can kind of sum this up into kind of maximizing what nature gave you or what God gave you in your own kind of state in life where you are now, with controlling your diet, possible stressors, and just making sure you're using the machine correctly. If you're doing all those things and you're doing it on the right path, then I think a lot of things are possible using the machine. So assuming all those variables we can control, let's discuss, I think, what is generally possible with the machine with regards when we're looking at the whole, general population of people here. So now, no question off the bat, we just got to say, you can work your whole body using the Total Gym through resistance training, unlike a jump rope, which again might be obvious to most people, right? Jump rope isn't built to, you're not going to work I guess you can say you're working your body. You're not going to like build your arms to a great degree using just a jump rope. But with the Total Gym, you can work your whole body, and you got to take majority of the body. You can stress it pretty decently. You just got to be more creative, and maybe you have to do more work in other areas to kind of bring up some of the weak points in the machine, or maybe some weak points with you personally. But you can get creative and work your whole body using the Total Gym. But definitely some exercises just are not as efficient when compared to other traditional forms of exercise equipment or resistance training equipment. Like the easy example would be like just working your legs. You can work your legs in the Total Gym, but if your goal is to like really build like massive muscular big legs, make them really strong, strength is another big factor we could talk about that's limiting on the Total Gym as far as like pure raw strength. It'd be more efficient means to kind of use barbell squats, a leg press machine. That would be the easy example. But let's just focus first. I'll talk about some of the cons and limitations of the machine, but let's just focus on what this machine does really well. I want to do so in a straightforward way and not make this video too drawn out. I want to give you kind of a clear answer and make this like a clickbaity video, but I want to give you my honest view of like a general template of like what body types I think are possible using this machine, in my opinion. So what I think this machine does a really good job at is really working those visible areas of the body. So such as the arms, shoulders, back, your chest to a certain extent. Definitely, I think you can definitely work your abdominals, no question, obliques. So midsection, no question. If you can resistance train those areas really efficiently. Again, diet's a huge part of that area though as well. And I really kind of liken the Total Gym, or like to describe the Total Gym as like the ideal celebrity trainer. And that's easy for these videos. When you start talking about body types, it's easy to kind of use like celebrities and their body types to make the examples of what I'm trying to do here. So I will use those as an example here in a second. But why I say it's a perfect like celebrity trainer is because it works all those aesthetic muscles. I've heard it said many times, and it just makes logical sense. If you're training like an actor or someone who's like on the screen, you want to be efficient with what they're doing. You don't want to do a whole lot of like quote unquote functional exercises or agility drills, because they're probably not doing like their own stunts or like physical feats. They just need to look good on the camera. So you want to train them in an efficient way. And I think the Total Gym is that piece of equipment where it really trains the aesthetic muscles really efficiently. I really think, in my opinion, it kind of makes those more aesthetic muscles I just described kind of pop, like those on-screen muscles pop. Like it's perfect for like, it's like a perfect like cutoff shirt piece of machine. So like if you want to like work your arms, shoulders, define your body, shape your body, I definitely think this machine is where it excels. I'll talk about the lower body and some limitations, but I do think you can work it. So if we kind of use some like popular actors as examples, I'll do that right now. I don't watch a whole lot of like new movies. I think everybody knows the Avenger movies, or at least are familiar with it, and all those actors generally are in pretty good shape for their roles they play. So I thought that'd be easy to kind of use the Avenger movies. So let's kind of jump into that. But before I do that, actually, I have to kind of mention, we're talking about like celebrities. Obviously, Chuck Norris is an easy example. He was notorious for, I guess, bringing the Total Gym on like the set of movies, because it was a small, compact machine and he could get the results he wanted. And I think, again, I said this in a previous video, I think some people equate Chuck Norris with like the type of results that are possible, and they think like, well, that's kind of like the physique you get. I'd venture to say, using these superhero Avenger movies as an example, someone like this Hawkeye dude, the guy who plays Hawkeye, I don't know his name, sorry, but I should. This for sure, this is an attainable body. This is an attainable look, an attainable physique that you could get using the Total Gym, no question. Definable shoulders, definable arms, just, you know, slim. I'll talk about sizes in a second, but really, I guess I could say it now. How slim or how thick you want to look, with some limitations on thickness, is really going to be diet dependent. But as far as like muscles popping, this like Hawkeye look, no question. And then if we talk about the guy like who plays Falcon, same deal. You're going to see a common theme in all these like movie superhero guys, where you see defined arms, you know, broad defined shoulders, strong back. I'll talk about the chest, I said, in a second, but all these aesthetic muscles, these things pop, and you see that same thing you see in this Falcon dude. The guy who plays Thor, or even the guy who plays Captain America, same kind of similar deal, right? These guys have very good physiques, for sure. Their genetic plays a role, all this stuff. But my point is, if you're training them looking to like build bigger arms, build broader shoulders, more defined shoulders, this is definitely attainable. These are physiques that I guess highlight what I'm trying to say, that the Total Gym, in my opinion, really, I guess you could say, builds Avenger style physiques, in my opinion. Scarlett Johansson, you see a female version here. You can see her doing like a hex bar deadlift, and she, you know, great shape. Again, I'd say for the female side of it, same deal. You can tone your muscles. I'll talk about this. I don't want to go. I can go a whole rabbit hole talking about training males versus females. It's not too different with regards to resistance training. We got two different hormones working here, or two different hormonal types kind of working here. But you know, females definitely attainable. Kind of getting, you know, slim, you know, as far as a slim physique, definitely attainable with a Total Gym. And you know getting on the chest, you know, as far as like, that's why I say it's a celebrity trainer. That's why I say it's a limitation, because like you don't see a lot of like bare chested stuff. Usually you see like heroes or people on TV, they're wearing a shirt, and you usually see arms and back. That's why I said it's an ideal for those situations. You can build your chest. I would say yes, you can do it. It just, I think if you wanted a better mechanism, you would kind of go to like a free weights, dumbbells, even machines, to kind of do that in a more effective way. It's definitely doable, but I've always kind of said I do a little bit more work, a little bit more reps, a little bit more sets, and that's kind of how, like I say, secondarily you can still hit those, which is going to lead me now, I sense, essentially now to where this is kind of lacking, where the machine I think has some weak spots to it with regards to like physiques. If you're looking for like size all around, but also just in areas like I just say kind of below the waist, certainly just like with kind of like I said earlier, you know, slimming down, or the same deals with like bulking up. I would say if you wanted like a bulkier, more volume, more size to your physique, a big portion of that is diet, no question. But in my opinion, you get a lot more bang for your buck with muscle mass in general by using some of these compound exercises through free weights like barbell squats, deadlifts, and even some heavy stuff on the upper body like bench pressing and heavy rows, build a little more thickness in your back. But from my personal experience, the amount of people who I actually meet who are seeking this type of physique is usually very, very low. They're usually males like age 16 to 23. That's not to give any offense to anybody who has those goals. I had those goals, especially going back like maybe 4 years ago in my 30s. That was still a goal I had. I'm just saying it's generally rare that you find females or older individuals that are interested in kind of putting on like big mass. So I think it's kind of a small subset of the population. So you might say then, I guess, why not just go to the gym or fully furnish your own home gym to get all the results you need? Well, first, I'd say there's always pros and cons in any situation. There's never just one ideal situation. There's pros of going to the gym. There's pros of working out at home. But ultimately, it's just picking and choosing your battles. The results I've personally been seeing from working out at home, for me personally, again, outweigh the pros of going to the gym with all the equipment that's available to me. The Total Gym for me, it's just fun. It doesn't take a lot of time. Gets me the results I wanted. Granted, some of this could be genetic specific to me, but if you could maybe not be like me and you don't like working out the machine, you think it's boring, you think it doesn't fit you, so you might just not like using a Total Gym. So that's for sure an obvious reason not to use it. But then it might make sense for you to kind of set up all the bells and whistles in your own home gym. But for this channel, I try and keep things kind of simple. So I guess my point in summing this up is all these kind of aesthetic builds, aesthetic body types that you see, and I almost was like, well, I could get really exhausted, but I'm like, you know what? All these things are definitely possible. If you want a traditional like physique, whether that's you want a slimmer build versus you want a little more defined, a little more muscle boundy, I guess lack of a better term, build. Some of that is just revolved around some of your limitations with genetics, but definitely primarily it's going to be a lot of that is diet. But otherwise, I think a lot of these common, just basic good aesthetic physiques that you see on TV or whatever in a magazine, and I don't think they make magazines, but no one reads them. Or the internet, I should say. These are definitely attainable. So that's why I love the Total Gym. That's why I love sliding benches, because I think they are really effective and they're just really efficient. So I wanted to shed some light on that. That basically I'm saying the sky's the limit. Minus, I would say, if you want really big muscle mass. And I would say the thing I didn't say that I mentioned briefly in the beginning was if you're looking for pure raw strength, if you're seeking I just want to be physically stronger, move more weight in my upper body and my lower body, then I would say you need heavier weights, you need more compound sets, and that would be a different type of training altogether. But as far as aesthetics, which again I've said this many times, 98% of people I talk to that start exercising, that's what a big focus is for them. The Total Gym hits all those cylinders. So that's it, you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.